So CMC is trending towards recovery, stacking days with no setbacks, and there is no set time that he'll be back. Some say he'll be back after the bye week. There's some rumors about that, and that's when they'll activate the 21-day window for him. But it's good. The good news is that he's trending towards recovery, and that there has been no setbacks. It means no setbacks. That means it's just been good day after day after day after day. And that's what we need. And that's what we need to hear when it comes to CMC. I'm excited. I did hear there's a rumor that I think Larry Krueger brought it up. I don't exactly remember who. Says there's a rumor that the 49ers might trade for Miles Sanders, which if that's the case, that's probably not a good sign for Christian McCaffrey. But I don't think we're going to do that. Even if like CMC doesn't come back after that, I don't see us trading for Miles Sanders. I just don't see it. I see us sticking with Guerendo and Patrick Taylor. We would have to hear that Christian McCaffrey is definitely not coming back 110%, like during that bye week or whatever, because that's when the trade deadline is. So I don't think we should trade for Miles Sanders. I don't think that's a need at all. I'd much rather pick up a random running back somewhere else than just give up draft capital for a guy who hasn't played good in years. That's how I feel about that. But so again, CMC is trending upwards. He's trending upwards. All right. So JP Mason is also supposed to be back. He's supposed to play. John Lynch said earlier today that he would almost bet on it if it wasn't the NFL. But and also apparently I haven't from what I heard, Kyle Shanahan, I believe, confirmed that he's playing on against the Chiefs as well. Hey, good sign. JP Mason, he's coming back. Let's go. Ricky Pearsall is back at practice, as we know. Okay, as we know. And guess what? He's supposed to be playing. He is supposed to be playing. That is crazy, dude. I did not expect him to come back until after the bye week, because we all know that players need time to get into form, to get into shape, to be able to handle playing in the NFL, man. Like they, especially since he's been dealing with that shoulder injury, it's kind of crazy that they're just ramping him up, ready to play against the Chiefs. I'm kind of scared with that because Brock Purdy hasn't really got to play with him much to really mesh with him. And even for himself, he needs to learn to make these routes down. He needs to learn to catch the ball, except like that, not learn to catch the ball, but get into that motion, get into that feel, get into that vibe, get into game shape. But for him to just come in and just suddenly be like, hey, we're starting him against the Chiefs. He's playing. That is kind of, that's a little weird to me. I'm excited. At the same time, I'm worried. Are we forcing the issue because Juwan Jennings is going to be out? Or is he actually ready? Because I do not want to see, I repeat, I do not want to see Brock Purdy throw the ball and he's throwing it to Ricky Pearsall and Pearsall runs the wrong route, or he undercuts the route, or he like so many things can go wrong if he's not ready. So I'm a little cautious. Okay, I'm going to look for that. If he throws it to Ricky Pearsall, I'm going to look just to see how good that ball is and see how their connection is. Brock Purdy has praised him recently in a press conference. So there's a lot of love there, and I know that the 49ers themselves are super amped to have him back. So I don't want to smash on the party entirely. Okay, he hasn't played in forever. From last time I heard, it was Monday. I think John Lynch said he had like 4 or 5 practices. He was winded, like he was tired, and then he had great practices Wednesday and Thursday, and also today. I'm preparing myself mentally. I'm noting down that he's just coming back. It's possible there could be one moment of misconnection. I don't know. I think Ricky will be just fine. I hope so. I hope he'll be great. I hope he fits right in. I hope the connection's fantastic. I hope that he could just hit the ground running. Like Ayuk couldn't do that. Trent couldn't do that. They couldn't just hold out and then suddenly play great. If he does, he comes out there and he balls out, I think that would say a lot about Ricky Pearsall. You can actually hear the giddiness. There's a giddiness when Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch talk about Ricky Pearsall. Because, again, you can hear it. You can feel it. Like, hey, he's going to play Sunday. you kind of feel that from them. While I'm just like, I don't know, man. That's like, he must be good. I really doubt the 49ers will depend on him to win the game, so there's not going to be much pressure for him. He'll be just fine. It could just be like he's activated and just kind of like get him on the field. It's possible that they will rarely use him, probably not even game-winning situations like you said. There's probably a reserve they'll have for him. And if he is winded in practice on Monday, I mean, he can't just suddenly become good, suddenly become unwinded through just a couple days of practice. I mean, that's unheard of. I think I could agree with that assessment that they're not going to count on him to have a 100-yard game or like put a lot on him. Like he's going to be Juwan Jennings. They might use him as a reserve, and Chris Connolly would be ahead of him, or Jacob Cowing would be ahead of him. I can imagine that he's going to be down in the depth chart a little bit just because he's just coming back. However, if they do rely on him and they do throw him the ball a couple times, I'll be super shocked. If they throw it to him more than twice, I would be shocked because let's be real. It takes a minute for a connection, It takes a minute for a connection. Even if he drops the ball, I'm pretty sure he's not going to look at this definition. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because again, I wouldn't put, because Ronnie Bell, for example, let's go back to Ronnie Bell. Let's use him, for example. All offseason, all training camp, all of practice, all the momentum to work on his hands and get better and stuff like that. Ronnie Bell has had all offseason. He's had the reps. He's had the opportunities. And he just hasn't gotten better. So, with Ricky Pearsall, he's being thrown in to the fire. So, if he catches multiple balls and he balls out, that would be insane to me. I hadn't predicted that he wasn't going to play until after the bye week because that's the perfect time to launch him, the practice window and everything. Weird. It's unexpected. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited if he actually plays at all. I'm excited just to see it. Just find out what they're doing with him. Can I see him doing kick returns or like punt returns or anything like that? I don't know. I'd stick with Jacob Cowing, even though he slips a couple times. He slipped a couple times in the last punt returns, but I'm curious what his role is going to be. I'm extremely curious. That's one thing I'm sure as a 49ers myself, speak for many 49ers fans when I say we're rather curious. And how that spot will open up for Ricky Pearsall to come back from IR because he is expected to play and supposed to come off of that, according to Nick Wagner, from what I saw. Matthew Wright is heading to IR, which should open a spot for Pearsall. And then we're probably going to call up, what's his name? Anders Carlson from the practice squad. Matthew Wright we picked him up recently after Dick Murray's injury. I personally thought that it wasn't going to be that long. I think it was that serious. From what I heard, it wasn't that serious. MRI came back negative. I'm just shocked by that. Matthew Wright is out, and then we're going to pull up a third kicker for 3 straight weeks. We're going to have a new kicker, and most likely it's going to be Anders Carlson, especially if Matthew Wright is heading to IR. That is all the news, all the updates you need to hear about the San Francisco 49ers. The 3 chairs of KFC, that would be clutch. That would be crazy, dude. That would be crazy. Why are all your kickers getting hurt? Because they have to make tackles on special teams. Because the other 10 players on special teams don't know how to tackle. They don't know how to get in an angle. They don't know how to play.